because it's volatile.
Mm-hmm. All right, play from
I'm
outside.
yeah, Jane not perfectly fine. I didn't watch the game though, so I forget if that was actually the plan.
Okay, I mean, yeah, based off draft, it seems like mid lane is mostly going to be left alone, which is kind of tough because it's what LeBlanc into Cassiopeia.
Yeah,
Um, top lane, what Jason to Ornn. Jason to Ornn can be played weak side, but you have
yeah,
to really be able to control your wave. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah, because
possible.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just very, very hard, especially because of the fact that he took Unsealed Spellbook. What you can say is he can definitely look for lethal
he-
at 6.
at 6 with full ignite. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
shit's yeah. That's like the main thing I had to watch out for when I was playing this Jason Thor matchup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that being said, like one thing that Ornn can kind of really do in the lane is if you run low on mana or you run low on just like natural, like
Resource.
so, yeah, just like
Yeah.
sustain and like whatever, he can kind of look to just hold you in lane for a little bit because he gets a lot more than you'd realistically think just with his passive, right?
Yeah.
So one thing you might want to look into early is just going Vamp Scepter instead of lethality. Like lethality is something that obviously you want to go if you can, but if you're having like a really hard laning phase, you just for some reason can't bring yourself to dodge Qs. Starting Vamp Scepter in the lane isn't the worst thing in the world because the odds of you killing him early on with
Are
just
pretty
outright
low.
burst are pretty low. Like you can do it
Yeah.
if you chip him down properly and space properly, right? But you're not gonna
Yeah.
like burst him 100 to 0. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
he's gonna be building armor in lane. Like by the time you get back with like lethality, odds are
Yes.
he'll probably have a cloth armor and a bomby cinder,
Yeah. Probably.
right?
Yeah.
At the very least, he'll probably start Bramble. So there's also that.
Yeah.
What was your full rune setup? Let's see.
My full rune setup, I went Conquer, Triumph. Wait, no. Is it Presence from Mind or Triumph? I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
went
yeah,
Presence
you
from
go
Mind.
presence. You don't go
Yeah,
triumph.
I got Presence, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went Alacrity with Blessed Stand, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we have boots, biscuits. Yeah, boots, biscuits
Because,
is
and
fine.
yeah, the reason I went Biscuits, particularly in this lane, was because I want to stay in lane with the Ornn as much as I
Yeah, no,
can,
yeah,
even
no,
though it's
yeah.
not
Biscuits
going
totally
to.
fine. Biscuits are totally fine.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't. Off the top of my head, if I had to assume what your second one would be, or what your other potential rune options would be, it'd probably be something like what either cosmic or just going ravenous taste of blood, right?
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of those two.
hmm But yeah, the mana matters a lot more in this lane than the actual taste of blood stacks when it comes to just kind of staying in lane, because
Yeah,
you can kind of outrange him with extra mana, right?
yeah.
So you said that Jayce is a champion that you're kind of working on getting better. How good would you say your Jayce is right now for the level that you're playing at? It's like high GM, low challenger.
For high GM low challenger, I'd say it's below average. It's
Very
not
below average, or like
not
just.
not very below average. I think my mechanics are fine, but I've yet to understand how to abuse Jayce in laning phase
hmm
properly. And at the same time, when I'm team fighting, I'm very subpar at team fighting with Jayce
Okay.
because I've been trying to focus on laning practice with 15-minute like 1v1s in lanes,
Yeah.
but that doesn't really constitute team fights or team fight positioning. So I've been really struggling with that.
hmm Yeah, yeah. Jayce is a champion that because he goes between range and melee, a lot of it really just relies around positioning and knowing your damages, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So like in lane, I feel like positioning is the most important part. Like damages like will naturally come, but it's a lot easier to know your damages when you constantly have like a 40% HP advantage. You know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And it matters a lot less. It's kind of the situation where if you space improperly at all, you're basically forcing yourself out of lane,
Pretty much, yeah.
right? So you don't have a lot really to work with, but okay. All right, that's good enough. So let's see how you actually start off here. Cassiopeia starts this. You start Doran's pot. That's fine. I honestly think that going, what's it called, a longsword 3 is probably a little bit better in this line. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
actually, yeah, that makes sense because you get the Vampiric Scepter earlier too.
Yeah, yeah. You vamp or lethality, whichever one ends up happening,
Zelda,
because
yeah,
you have to kind of look at like what your options are in this lane, right?
yeah.
You fully control what happens for the first 5 to 6 waves, so
hmm
you have a couple of options what you can look to do, right? You can
Yeah.
look to fast push 2 waves, get it, crash, basically crash before wave 3. Crash. You look to crash wave 2, have it bounce back and look set up a freeze. I
hmm
don't know if you want to do that into Ornn specifically because he can kind of look to just get resets off and just kind of continue to buy items, right, in
Yeah.
lane while he's with you. You can crash wave 3 and then reset, buy another longsword and a refillable, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can look to just kind of what's it called? Crash wave 3, walk down, get vision, and then kind of let it come back until you let him get his reset off first, and then walk, and then just agree to kind of handshake walk back, right?
Yeah.
That limits the amount of poking that you can realistically get done. Mainly due to the fact that when he comes back into the wave, it's gonna be too big for you to ever really go into
Ever
melee
really?
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something where if you feel less confident, I feel like that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's a 50-50, right? If Olaf starts
Yeah.
topside, then it's actually really bad for you because when the wave crashes, he's gonna be back around
He's
topside.
gonna be back around
Yeah,
topside. Yeah.
but if he starts bot side and you know he started bot side, that's something you can actually look into doing and just look to handshake it knowing you're playing weak side because when the wave comes back, you'll be able to just force it back into a freeze.
Yeah.
Like another reason a vamp scepter might not even be the worst thing in the world is literally just because like how can I put this? You're in order to hold a freeze against Ornn because of how much range wave clear he has, you're probably going
Prob-
to end up standing and just tanking minions for longer than you think.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's just gonna clear the wave pretty fast and have to hold it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Oops, sorry. So right here.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot. There's this fucking fiesta early game that just happened.
Mhm. And you're
Because
playing into Braum.
yeah, later on you'll see it because they're playing such like level 1 heavy players with Ashe, Braum, Olaf. They
Yeah.
get vision on blue side, and now they know that Lee Sin's gonna be starting bot side because of the ward, right?
Mhm.
And then what they do is that they do 3 men into it, and then Ashe, Braum, and Olaf just kill Lee Sin.
Yeah.
And rip
This
off.
is this is something that I don't think ever really happens. Well, it just doesn't make sense to go on the Astra. I understand going for like quick poke, but you know
Yeah,
they're walking as a unit doesn't really make sense to do. I realized I actually spaced on something a second ago. Second possible rune setup I actually think would have been maybe a little bit better. Mainly due to the fact that once you have Eclipse, you don't really need the sustain from Conquer. Like it's nice to have the extra damage, but you kill
it's
him
nice to have that
regardless, right?
challenge. Yeah, I kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just going phase rush on this lane keeps you a lot safer, especially when you're on weak side.
yeah, that's a
Right.
good point.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
point of going Conquer is to go for really like
really
lane
strong stuff
dominant,
too.
really just kind of fuck them up in lane, right? You can't realistically do that if you're playing with low pressure because you said that Hexmess is most likely to be playing towards bot lane, right?
Yeah, I think
At
I got the wrong idea because I think Conqueror I thought was just better against like tankier bruiser people, but if
yeah,
I'm playing, I think it depends more on the weak side than no.
yeah,
If I'm playing
it
towards
also
it.
is. It also is better against Takey Bruiser people, but it's mostly just because of the fact that Jayce doesn't have any innate sustain, and the only real sustain he
Yeah,
gets is from his items, right? So it gives you
yeah,
that extra 12%. I think it's 12%, right? Am I wrong about that? Let me just check.
I pretty sure it's 12, right?
Uh, 9%, 9%,
9%.
and then 6% for ranged. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, gotcha.
It was probably nerfed at some point. But yeah, it gives you the extra healing, which is just nice to have. So in isolation, yes, it's nice to have in a tanking characters because you're gonna have no problem stacking it, right? But in the Ornn lane specifically, if you get hit by Q slow, you're basically dead, or you're getting chunked for like 40%.
I'm getting chunked for like a good amount of
Yeah.
health.
So
Yeah,
having phase rush over Conqueror in the lane is actually something you might want to look into in lanes
yeah.
where the speed up actually matters,
You ever
where
think
kiting
corrupting
actually matters.
potion? You ever think corrupting potion's ever viable often in Jayce these
No,
days?
because Jayce has the option to go 3 pot with
Yeah, gotcha.
longsword. Whenever why
I was very sad here.
yeah, that's a situation where someone has to be covering that entrance. This is a good level 1 though. No, sorry,
Yeah.
let's focus on your lane here. Back up, see how you actually walked up and did it.
I think I should have pulled the wave while I was doing this though.
Yeah,
Which I
100%. You
could've
should
done.
have just tanked it. Because if you can,
I wasn't paying attention.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you can tank it, what you can do is you can literally just end up crashing wave 2.
Yeah.
Like force crashing wave 2, which I think would be totally fine. But I think this is the correct thing to do, literally stand in front of the minions. You're spacing decently, well I think you get a little bit close at one point, but it's
Yeah.
level 1, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're giving up too much wave here. Like you let him get a little bit too close. You're kind of in a spot here where, sorry, I'm just gonna keep 15 seconds is kind of just what I have to do, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
no problem.
you're kind of in a spot where what you want to end up doing is staying between the. Oh, fuck! Why did I not pause before I did that? Sorry. I'm still getting used to using this tool.
Yeah, it gets kind of janky sometimes with
Yeah,
pauses. Trust me.
I'm just gonna drag this over here so it's not off screen. But
Yeah.
what you're actually looking to do, right, is
Yeah.
just straight up stand between the wave, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to ever really realistically be in a spot where, sorry, pausing. I'm just gonna put the camera on you. Like you want to be in a spot like you never let him walk a flavor free. So if you're standing kind of in this circle, worst case scenario, like while you're taking out these minions, what you ended up actually doing is you end up walking all the way down here to
Yeah, I
kill
walked
this
all the
minion,
way
right?
down.
If you're standing
Yeah.
between the wave, it keeps him at least off XP range or being able to manipulate the wave at all. Like Ornn has range Q, and if you let him get up to the
Mhm.
wave level 1, he's gonna just end up fighting your push. Because once you've established the fact that you're just gonna be poking the wave level 1, you can look for just crash wave level 2. But if you push off, if you let him get onto the wave for no reason by just kind of like doing what you did, he
Yeah,
can
yeah,
look
yeah.
to kind of fight the push, right?
Yeah.
So like your goal in this matchup is to
Maybe
give
I was
him.
weird about cast.
What's up? You were weird about what?
Oh, I was about to say cast their medium damage maybe from auto attacks.
I mean, yes, but this is another reason why. What's it called? I understand because
Yeah,
you went
the
Torch,
deep
but
blade, right?
this is another reason why you can go three pot longsword because you can literally just pop.
Yeah,
Like if
because a
it
lot of
gets that
stuff.
bad, you
Yeah.
just pop pot level 1. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Knowing that you can most likely reset and get another longsword and 3 pots, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because the
That makes
whole
sense,
idea
yeah.
is by the time it doesn't matter what mana you expend in the first 3 levels. So by the time you hit level 3, if you're playing it right, they'll be so harassed down that you'll be allowed to just stand in hammer form and get mana back with W passive, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you're looking to do. By the time that you need mana back, you will have the ability to get it back, right? All right. So like I said,
Mhm.
you're crashing wave 3. This should either be a ward or a reset. Oh,
I saw
no.
something
So okay,
fucking
yeah. This is
giga
odd.
late bot said.
Let me see what actually happened here. So you get your wave fully pushed in, and
Personally, yeah. I think looking back at it, it's probably a really bad TP, but I thought they might have went farther. I don't know. I saw the
yeah,
dive really late.
yeah. If you're not gonna
I
get
got the
it's a weird situation because you realistically can't TP on time. You know what I mean? Because of where the wave was, you needed to
yeah,
get the wave in before you could TP, or else they're just fucking you entirely, right?
yeah. No,
Cassiopeia
yeah.
is in a similar spot where even if she TPs, who cares? It's Cassiopeia like level 2, right? So
Yeah.
what ends up happening here is you kind of just have to eat it. You know, coming down in general now fucks your reset timing and makes it so
Yeah.
that you can't TP back, but you may miss a couple minions if Ornn decides to fast push, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, like
I think yeah.
what's up?
I think overall it looks like it ends up fine because I get the kill and I get some of the wave, but regarding lane states, it's not. That kind of
Yeah,
messes
it
up the
fucks
plan
your lane
overall.
really really badly. Because yeah,
Yeah,
let's
because I
say
can't go
yeah,
back
get
and
up here.
punish the Ornn even harder.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, because
giving
he should be
Ornn.
able to push in this move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving him a lot of space because technically I would have been already up here and then I could hold the freeze and then
Yeah.
he'd be fucked with Lee Sin on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I could help Lee Sin with the scuttle crab too. I think that's what helps. It's just tough.
Yeah. Lee Sin is just getting fucked super hard this game. Oh yeah, it's my fault for saying you'd reset and buy longsword. I forget you needed to get tier, but regardless, you kind of get what you'd be looking to reset for.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, so now you're back up here. You end up missing some
Mhm.
wave. You end up losing the ability to harass, and now Ornn is even. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Let's get back on your wave. See what you end up doing here. Sorry.
Here I
Okay,
think
so
I
you're
look to just push this, yeah.
yeah you're building a slow push. Um, what you have the ability to do here is you have the ability to at least harass him under tower once you get there, right? Because you know that because
Yeah.
Olaf was on topside crab with Lee Sin, unless he has 2 options after doing that, right? He can either reset,
Yeah.
walk back up for the second clear of his topside, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or he's gonna path top to bot, right? So what you can
Yeah.
do is you can literally just walk up, place pink ward here, so place either pink ward here or place a green ward in this area, and just know
Mm-hmm.
that like, all right, you're safe enough at this stage that you can basically just harass him under tower while whether or not Olaf decides to come top again, right? Okay, so wave comes in, you have red buff, you need to be abusing this with red buff.
Yeah, I have to abuse it, yeah. I
Yeah,
not be walking
yeah,
down
if
here.
if 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 you're gonna get vision, the vision has to come in
Mm-hmm.
before the wave crashes, right? Because
Yeah.
now that the wave's crashed, why does this explain to me why the vision matters right now?
The thing is, it does not matter actually. I
Yeah,
don't
it
see a
doesn't.
reason why it matters because I know Noah's topside.
Yeah,
Like realistically, no one's topside, so the vision doesn't matter.
because we know you're not going to be contesting wave when it comes back, right?
Yeah.
Because the wave's going to be building on his side, right? You know
Yeah.
that if he comes to dive, he's going to be coming through here to dive you in this range, right? You're not going to be. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll come
Yeah.
with the wave, maybe he'll come through there, but this ward's not going to catch him anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're going to ward coming back, you want to have a ward that's either deeper down the river, maybe around this area, right?
Yeah.
Or just place pink here, one way or another. But once that's there, you're literally you're wasting red buff timer. Like red
Yeah.
buff on Jayce is such a blessing,
Hmm.
and the fact that like you're not just abusing him as hard as you possibly can in your tower is very very unlucky for you. You're just letting him
Yeah.
catch the wave for free, no harass, nothing. So now like what this ends up doing is now when the wave is coming back in, he has no qualms about just stepping up to the wave and just crashing it and resetting, right? If you
Yeah.
poke him down in your tower, what you can do is you can at least say, if you try to overcrash this and you make a mistake, I can look for lethal. You can't anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know Olaf is around bot side right now, assuming because he didn't come top when you were doing your push, he's around bot side right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Drake.
you fight push, getting whatever you need to get down. Okay, so what's going on? This is fine. This is good. I think that actually going in hammer form while he's Wing behind a Q. If you do ever get hit by a Q, your best bet is to literally just go in hammer form.
Yeah, hammer form, and then I get the E off his E, and then
Yeah,
hopefully
you literally
the
just deny
card.
knockup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you're on the same page on that.
Yeah.
All right. One thing I will say is when he's doing stuff like that, don't just throw skill shot right away. Wait for him to like fully commit, right? If you walk up and he doesn't react at all, then you can throw skill shot, right? But just walking up and immediately throwing skill shot is like the most telegraph thing you could possibly do. Walk up, see if he does anything, see how he reacts. Because if he commits to one way or another, you have a better chance of actually hitting the skill shot. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this should just be a reset then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to walk back this far. You know that, right? I actually think you waste a couple seconds doing this. Your best
Yeah, that
bet
makes sense,
instead is
actually.
literally just fucking going straight here, walking here, and just
They're here
resetting
and
here.
partner, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's out of vision, right? Yeah.
It's out of vision. He's not gonna walk past the wave to stop your reset. If you're worried about him doing that, then just go a little bit deeper. You don't have to walk all the way over here,
Yeah.
right? And then reset and push. And it looks like you didn't end up
Yeah.
even actually resetting. What happens here?
I don't end up resetting because I think the main thing was I saw the wave and it wasn't a
It was
cannon wave,
small.
so
Yeah.
so I was like, I think I greeted for it a tiny bit because how much gold do I have? I think I was
You have
pretty close to
1100.
my.
You have 1100. Yeah.
I was like somewhat close to some of my items, and I wanted to see if I could greet a tiny bit more, and then I just reset next wave because I'm pretty sure next wave is cannon wave.
No,
Yeah.
next wave is not cannon wave.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Cannon wave would be coming in the wave after.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a situation where you have the ability to reset, assuming you reset right away, right? But once you walk
Yeah.
all the way down, then the wave gets so small, and then he just kind of gets free reset off. Because the whole
And
thing
then
is, when you're looking for reset here, you're looking to have him reset and then be able to stop him from getting shit off. Because see, he ends up getting this out. He thinks you reset, so he fully ends up doing this, right? So one thing I will say is,
yeah.
once you see him not walk up with the wave, you have to walk out right away. Because you want to punish him as much as possible for doing what he did by getting the wave pushing as fast as possible and resetting, right? The longer you wait, the less time you
Yeah.
have to actually do that.
I thought it was like a mind game. I'm gonna be honest. Either he was standing somewhat in front of his tower, baiting this if he saw it coming, or something like weird like that. So I was like counting 7 seconds, and if 7 seconds pass, then I'll go in for the whiff, and then I'm certain that he would probably reset.
So you know that Olaf is probably back around topside just based off timer, right? He just taking dragon, he has to be back around his
Yeah,
topside clearing his
based
camps,
off timer.
right? Um,
Yeah,
I understand the idea that you could be playing, he could be kind of playing a mind game, waiting for you to step up and then pressing R.
hmm
If he's playing a mind game, he's not playing it back at his tower. He's playing it back off of the cannon wave, right? And I think you'd have vision
yeah,
of him at that stage. Let me see what your vision looks like. Yeah, he would be around this
yeah,
stage
yeah.
right
I
here,
would have
right?
vision. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
definitely he's because like in the time that the wave fully takes to walk up and like touch in the middle, he's
Mhm.
like 5 seconds into recall. He
Got you.
needs to be up here at this stage. Either he's getting vision, which you would see if he was getting vision because he would be getting it
Where's
here.
because I have
He
a
wouldn't be
controller
getting
right
it
here.
here. Yeah. So either he's getting vision or he's resetting. So as soon as the waves touch and he's not there, you have to just start fast pushing because you're giving him
Pushing,
way
yeah.
too much time. Because I was like, on the face of it, I understand playing, and this is another situation. You know he's reset. Why are you walking into a bush? Who's
True.
gonna stop you? You know what I
It's
mean?
just more time wasted. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is something that a lot of players just end up doing just by default, but it's just like you're doing stuff for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he hasn't done a great job of actually harassing you in this lane. You've kind of been playing your spacing fine. Vamp Scepter is not the worst thing in the world. I still think just going into straight lethality first would be fine.
You got you.
Yeah. Like it's definitely something you have to feel out game by game, but this game specifically, I think it's fine to just go straight into lethality, especially because you're kind of seeing these rushing anathemas. Granted, you didn't fully see this yet, but
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, here, this is where things get janky
Hmm.
because
Let
the
me actually
call
see if
was
there's
for
some way to see this coming.
the, the
Yeah.
I mean, they pushed up. I mean, both bot lanes and top lane is reset, so it's a 100% possibility we could have seen this coming.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
by the time we saw it pretty late, and the thing is, even though we saw it late, we still called for the switch, which kind of felt really bad for me. But I'm not too sure because like I got this somewhat of a wave pushing back into me, and I just have to force give it to Tristana, and then it's really weird because I don't know like what I do. Like, do I just give the resources to the Tristana here, then and then like take a tiny bit of like probably miss a wave maybe
Let
or
me
some
think.
like spam.
Yeah. Let me think for 1 second. So this wave is stacking. This wave will be stacking by the time you get down there, right?
Actually, what the Ornn does is that Tristana runs straight top lane
Hmm.
instead of like pressuring the Ornn like off wave, and then he just wave clears and it goes under tower.
Okay. Okay. So the wave doesn't actually
Yeah,
end up stacking. It just
it
ends up.
doesn't really
Yeah.
stack. It just ends up hard pushing and then
Okay.
going under tower. I do reach the wave though, but it was barely on time.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing because you guys recognize the swap late. I do think it's correct to move you back into the Ornn, strictly due to the fact that if you're left to an Ashes hitting 6 and a Braum, you will die.
Yeah,
Right? Unless Lee Sin and Cassiopeia are able to mirror, and Cassiopeia shouldn't be able to mirror in the lane. Right? So you're in
yeah.
this spot where if you're left alone, you just outright fucking dead. Would you
I
disagree with
just
that?
um I think it depends on what my teammates do.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
it's basically what depends on my teammates do. Yeah,
At the very least, what you can say is by agreeing to swap and not just agreeing to like be around here, you guys are 100% giving up Herald,
yeah. I
right?
think the only alternative, which is I think worse, is probably just me staying top lane and then Tristana just solo farm spot side against Ornn. I think that's the only alternative, but I wouldn't say it's better than just full swapping bot lanes.
I think it's not better than full swapping bot lanes, mainly because of the fact that you know there's going to be 4 around top side in the next 30
There's gonna be
seconds.
full round.
Because the whole
Yeah,
reason they're doing this swap is literally because Ornn held
it's for
TP
the rift.
advantage because you didn't harass him hard enough, right? So Ornn
Yeah,
Ornn holds TP advantage. They swap bot lane top side. They know that you don't have TP, so they're literally just making a play for Herald, right? If you stay up
yeah,
there, you get 4-man dived or 4-man dove, right? So what Lee
definitely.
Sin actually
Yeah,
has to do
definitely.
is he has to kind of sack his bot side. He he can clear his Krugs and walk back up, I guess, but he has to be around topside to deny dive, right? Or try to fight against
Yeah,
dive as best as possible. Because honestly, you might not even be able to fight against dive. You kind of just have to let the tower go. Because what's going to end up happening when you try to fight against dive is Ornn TPs and it's a 5-man. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So it's a situation where if you're left up there, you're just going to be kind of standing here waiting for them to take the tower in your face, right? But if
Yeah,
you're not left up there, then you at least get to hang out against the Ornn. You can look to trade some tower plates, look to maybe force out Ornn TP, and then kind of even out the trade on bot side. You can kind of kind of do either of those things. But like I said, because you recognize it late, because you don't have TP, I think best situation is just to send up bot lane top. Because if we're looking at who has the better chance to trade back in a dive, it's probably this lane over you, right? Because you
yeah.
just die full.
Yeah.
Okay. So end up. This is one thing that's my fault. I don't know the full timing on whether or not it's faster for you to walk or you to reset. I think it's faster for you to walk, right?
Yeah, it should be faster if
Okay.
I just walk.
Yeah. Because the 10 seconds you just waste resetting. Alright. Yeah, Tristana takes a little bit too long with clearing that wave. Or not clearing that wave, clearing that ward. That ward doesn't actually mean anything. I don't think she should actually stop to clear it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, barely get in time for the wave.
Mm-hmm. You get there though, so it's not the end of the world.
Not the end of the world, yeah.
So you have to stay on top of Ornn here. You really, really, really have to stay on top of Ornn here. like for the rest of the situation because of what I mentioned earlier, right? Because he has
Yeah,
TP
because
advantage.
TP. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you at least have the ability to try and stop it. Or if he has to TP, you want him to have to walk all the way back here to do it,
Okay. Yeah.
right? Like, granted, they're not looking to contest this. They end up just kind of hanging around mid lane and top lane, right? They're not looking to
Mhm.
contest. But if they try to make a play on a wave, Ornn will be TPing to that play,
Yeah, I
right?
have to stick on him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so what you want to do is you literally just want to make it so that Ornn can't fast push the wave and get off. So you want to actually push this wave a lot faster than you initially think. You know there's 4 topside. You want to look to pressure the tower. You literally just want to get the wave in, right? Get the wave in, so that worst case scenario, if the wave is in, what can happen is if Ornn tries to TP and Earth tries to walk back to TP, you can just follow him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you actually want to get this wave in as fast as possible. Because like also if you don't get it in, what he can do is he can look to just trade HP to just push the wave in, and then back off and you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a way that I think you actually have to be pushing a lot faster than just kind of casually playing on the wave with Ornn. Because wave positioning here matters a lot more than you even see everything's being fucking pink. But wave positioning here matters a lot more than just like doing whatever. Because the wave isn't pushed in, he's kind of backing
Yeah.
up. He's looking for a potential TP play, right? You need to be there to be able to stop him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He switched to Ignite, and I got a fucking heart attack.
Wait, he switched to Knight to, okay, his TP's down. Okay, yeah, you can back off now. You can back off now. Because the whole reason you have
Yeah,
to play
from
up,
here
like we talked about,
yeah.
yeah. Like the whole reason you have to play up, like we talked
That's
about,
because
is
of
literally
the
because of
TP.
TP, right? If he switched out his Ignite up for TP, then
Yeah.
you can start playing the wave like a human again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're up decently. You're just backed off the wave, which is fine.
I think
You know Olaf's topside base up is
this is
objective
one of
resets.
those games. Yeah.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Later on, this is one of those games where like I end up being like the only hope for like game wise because everyone else gets like really behind off something.
Mm-hmm.
Forget what
Yeah,
exactly.
it happens. From the games I've seen from you guys, that tends to happen a lot. It's partially because of how you guys' drafts are set up. Where if one thing goes bad, the rest of them tend to be fucked, and you just tend to be playing your lane a little bit better than the rest of your teammates. But it's also because would you agree or disagree with this, right? Do you think that jungle skunks some of your lanes sometimes?
I think. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. Like,
this isn't like we're not looking
probably.
to like flame him, right? We're not looking to flame him. I'm just asking because I think that it's pretty clear, like from what I've seen, right?
I wouldn't say it's the jungle only though. It's more like the overall team decision is that he plays this certain way, and that decision ends up like fucking me over a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like more accurate to say.
Because I think that your lane and Tristana's lane become infinitely more painful once level 1 happens, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because not only like Lee Sin's dying on buff level 1, so he has late clear, and
Seriously,
because he has
clear.
late clear, he can't get any cuddles, and because he can't get any cuddles, you know what? It's just like
Yeah, yeah. It
stuff
just
just like
goes
snowballs
down.
on itself, right?
Yeah.
So you're basically playing this game without a jungler pre 6, right? In a
Yeah.
lane where I don't know, so that's part of the reason you kind of have to TP because he could look to pressure hypothetically like if he's clearing on time when that level 6 I know this is a total tangent, I'm sorry about this, but
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, if he's clearing on time when that play happens level 4 hypothetically he can look for a play on Ornn on top side, but because he's not on time then stuff just gets really weird. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you push this in, walk it in, and then reset, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, you're just resetting on that. That's fine. So are you resetting and walking straight bot or no?
Oh wait a minute. Why do I stay actually? I have.
You stay for dragon.
Yeah, right. I did not see that spawning actually.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Because I was just like, you're probably looking to walk straight back bot side or TP if it comes
Your
down
T.
to it. Yeah.
Okay, I do. Actually, my decision making here is kind of ass. I'm gonna be honest. It's really awkward. I should have been in pit right now.
Yeah, you should be definitely walked up looking to zone. Because like what you have to do is Jayce team fights. Because you mentioned you're not really like super comfortable with Jayce team fights, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 different ways you can play Jayce team fights, right? You can play him as a poke zone bot, right?
Hmm.
Which would mean basically you stepping up over here, just in this
Yep.
general area, and just shooting skill shots through corridor, right?
Yeah.
Or you can play him as someone that's going to split and then flank.
Flank, yeah.
Right, either whether it's TP flank or flank just based off of like just walking to a destination, right? Obviously, this is not a situation you can play to split and flank. Oops, sorry. It's not a situation you play to split and flank, so you're basically just playing to poke. So once,
Yeah.
as soon as this wave crashes in, you immediately just have to walk straight up, be there with him, or just harass him with W, and when they step up, you just start throwing skill shots, like I said before, right? You just want
Yeah.
to get down as much damage as possible before team fight actually even starts. Okay. But yeah, just kind of staying here because it's a situation where it's like, why harass him down past this state? He's already getting to a fight at a suboptimal timing, right?
Yeah.
He cannot possibly walk. He can walk around this spot if he really wants to, but as soon as you see him start to walk around, you and Nautilus just walk down and kill him, right? So he has
Yeah,
to.
we
So if
just
he's
kill him,
walking
yeah.
safely, he has to take route through his jungle, right? So it's a
Yeah.
situation where it's like, why force him off the wave here? It doesn't mean anything. You're
Yeah.
sacrificing your own
It,
positioning for someone who can get to a fight much earlier with R.
yeah.
Okay.
Think here, it's just fucking dissonance
So yeah,
with what we want to do.
it shows that like you haven't talked about what you're actually doing for this Drake before it started, right? Because you're backing off a wave and
Yeah.
resetting while your team is literally doing Dragon, right? And
Yeah.
to be fair, I think that's more your fault than their fault because you should have the eyes to know your team is
Yeah,
doing
I
Dragon,
should. Yeah, I should
right?
go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah.
But the fact that they're not actively calling you is also a thing, right?
Yeah.
But because you're not there, because like hypothetically, if you're there on time and you're doing what you're supposed to doing with harass, Olaf is never allowed through this choke. Because if Olaf walks through the choke, he has
Yeah,
to burn R,
Olaf.
getting one shot. He gets one shot.
Yeah. Olaf LeBlanc can't walk in, but because they walk in, I can't even help them with the fight. And then this is where it becomes
So
really
I
fucking
actually
awkward.
think that you actually can walk up here. I
Against
think that
Olaf.
yeah, because they're committing to top side. I feel like if you
Oh,
guys
because they're committing on top side.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're committing on top side, so you actually can walk up here. So you walking around the back, I think is not the best. It's not the best route for your team. Granted, your team
I
played
think
this
as a
fight so
mid-
poorly, it's
oh.
over anyway. What's up?
I think what I was worried about was I don't know if Ornn was resetting or not because he just cleared the wave, but I do have the control ward down there, so I could
Hmm.
see him. So yeah, actually, yeah, this was bad on me.
Yeah, at the very least,
I have no
whether
vision.
whether or not he's resetting, he's not coming through lane. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
so I
getting
could walk
flanked,
up.
like worst case scenario. Like if he's coming anywhere, he's coming through here, he'll be there in like 4 seconds,
Yeah,
right? Maybe he pops over if they have this, or maybe he flashes over, but still, you should have your guy here. Because if if you guys are just both dumping damage, it's unlikely you kill Olaf, but it's possible, right? I'm not gonna comment on team play here. Obviously, you guys are way too split on this.
yeah,
But we're just gonna focus
it,
on you, right?
yeah. Because I
This
just
isn't
want to
yeah.
figure out how to play Jayce fucking laning phase and with a
Hmm.
lead potentially.
So is your whole thing just like trying to sack as much as possible for your team? Because I've seen this
It's
has
not my
happened like four
yeah.
times now.
It's happened an insane amount, and I think it's something that I don't want it to. I don't want it to be like how I play, but it just ends up being it because I think it's like I have an obligation to at least snowball the other side of this map, even though it doesn't help me in no sense.
Yeah. So
It's really weird. It's
what
yeah,
I'll say is in the Jayce lane, you have to think about Jayce as someone that has to like help himself. You have to help yourself first, right? If
yeah,
you're not
gotcha.
ahead, you can't get other lanes ahead. It's not possible because playing Jayce from even or behind is fucking miserable.
Yeah, true.
You know what I
Until
mean?
I get like 2 or 3 items, yeah.
Yeah. So like earlier in the game, you're fucking your waves to TP down, TP bot on a play that doesn't matter, that you can't do anything about, right? Now
Yeah,
you're stopping your reset twice now to help people that either don't need help. It seems because like obviously I'm not seeing comms, right? What it looks like is it looks like you're afraid to get flamed if you don't stop reset.
yeah, makes sense.
Is that true, or is that something that's just like am I reading into that?
I think for me at least mentality wise, I think what happens is that there's like an overall team decision made, and the idea is that everyone has to follow that decision, or like die as a team or like win as a team type mentality.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that mentality is totally fine, but you also have to understand when it's just like me being here isn't
Doesn't
is
change
it's
anything.
yeah, it's not even dying as a team. Like you're
Yeah, I'm
just
just trolled.
doing it for
Yeah,
fun. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird. Yeah,
it's just something you have to be able to recognize. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Okay.
I think I should be able to. This was unfortunate, in the least. I think I finish off my Eclipse here.
Let's see.
Oh, I do not actually, unfortunate. I'm close, I think. Tier,
Sorry, yeah. So you finished your boots instead. CDR boots. You wouldn't.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to finish
Regardless,
it.
I don't.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
wouldn't have been able to
regardless, I
finish it.
don't. Yeah.
Because the boots would have only been 600 because you had
Footwear,
yeah,
yeah.
footwear this game. I blank on it. I take it not very often anymore.
Oh, so top lane, there's this fucking 1v1 shenanigan, and like, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of limit testing here.
No, she can't kill you.
Oh, I fuck up though. That's the thing. Like,
Oh my
realistically, she can't kill me, but I fucked up while limit testing. Because I don't. I hit the auto on the wrong person when I should have just flash auto E'd. I end up
yeah.
getting the shutdown, but it was just really, like, mechanically it was bad. But
Yeah.
it's just something I need more experience with. Because realistically, I was thinking, wait, I can probably fight this, right? But I think.
No, you can definitely fight it. It's just going into Tower of the Tron. Because ideally you're waiting to full commit to that for the Nautilus to be a little bit closer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
It's
something I have to work on.
This isn't happening.
This is unfortunate.
Okay. Yeah, like it's just something where it's like Nautilus is coming up. The wave was so massive that like you don't need to kill her immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just wait for Nautilus to get a little bit closer. Like you're giving her damage for no reason. That's the main problem. Like you step off a little bit, let her in, let her under the tower. Because once she's under the tower, you're limiting the amount of directions she can actually go. She can really basically only go forward or backwards at that point. You know what I mean? If she's going forward, she's going into you. She has to go back, and as long as Nautilus can get in our range, she dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just you stepping up just a little too early for a plate you're gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're making something a solo kill that doesn't have to be a solo kill.
Tiny bit greedy, I would say.
What'd you say?
Tiny bit greedy, and like I'm gonna be honest, maybe desperate.
Absolutely. I mean, desperate I can understand given game state.
Yeah.
But desperation doesn't have to be stupid. Like I said,
it doesn't have to be stupid. Yeah.
Like Nautilus is going to be there regardless.
It's gonna be regardless. Yeah, so it's fine.
It's not real. Okay. Sorry. Alright, so Jayce is back on the map. Where are you headed off respawn?
Outside, because what's it called? I mean, Tristana died, which is unfortunate, but by respawn time.
Yeah, I think you should probably be headed topside here. Right? Because Dragon's not going to be up for another 3 minutes. This wave, by the time you get up there, is going to be coming into you. Right? This wave is pushing out. Let Tristana on her reset timer. Yeah. Sorry, someone's talking to me. Let Tristana on her reset timer, but by the time she gets back up there, the wave should be starting to come back, ideally, or at least... Actually, no, it won't. It'll be stacking and walking into her. But still, she's better off doing it than you are. Because if you go up to get a wave that's stacking, you have no way out.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. I just need to grab that right there.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, again, sorry about that. So, like I was saying with waves, right? Wave's going to be pushing out. Tristana's better off grabbing the wave than you are, especially due to proximity to the team, right? They're probably going to be playing around bot side for the next while anyway. Basically, Lee Sin's doing his buffs, and Olaf is just... Okay, Olaf's his top side. But, yeah, you're better off just catching this wave. Like I said, like we mentioned earlier, you are the hope at this point for your team. So you're better off just funneling resources into yourself than do 0-3 Tristana. Just grab the wave that's going to be crashing, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 279. You need to hit your Muramana as fast as possible. Once you hit Muramana, Ornn literally can't do anything to you in lane.
Yeah.
You should be going Muramana into Seralda this game, I think, actually.
Yeah, Seralda's, yeah. I do go Seralda's third, or I try to go Seralda's third. I think I did something in tiny bit.
Good. Okay.
I think the only item other than Seralda's third is maybe Serpent's Fang, but that's very like specific in my opinion.
Yeah, here's the thing. Next patch, it'll be actually specific, right? Yeah. Because they're nerfing the lethality on Surface Fang down to 12, right?
Yeah.
So they're putting it in line with everything else. Also, look into Ghostblade next patch as well.
Oh, okay. I honestly
they're buffing and I don't even remember if I even saw the numbers. I just saw that they were buffing it. And I feel like if they're nerfing Soreldas and buffing Ghostblade, especially if they're going to buff lethality, maybe look into building it,
Yeah.
right? If you need a lethality option. Obviously, Edge is still there, but Edge doesn't give CDR. But Serpent's Fang is no longer like the whole reason people basically built it second and everything is because it had the second amount. It's had the second highest amount of lethality in the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that's no longer the case. So look into what your other options could be. Like the extra MS might actually be nice on Youmu's.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I think you should have gone topside. Like this is a situation where you have to know when to tell your AD carry to fuck themselves. Like
Gotcha.
this is something that other teams like at higher levels really understand. Which is when you fuck your lane, you're just gonna have to be a dog for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Tristana needs to snowball. She didn't snowball. It's unfortunate, but you know who's ahead? You're ahead right now, right? You have
Yeah.
the ability to actually carry some of these team fights, and the fact that she's playing for gold right now and you're playing for a wave that's pushed up and basically scraps makes no sense to me. Like they should be looking like at this stage in the game, they should be looking to get you as far ahead as possible because that's the only way you're going to win this game. Tristana's not going to matter till at least 3 to 4 items.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're just giving up this wave essentially for nothing. That's so much fucking golden experience. Alright, let me actually see. I think you can actually hit this tower for free.
I can. I think I was afraid for honestly no reason.
No. I'm gonna see if it makes sense. I'm gonna see if it makes sense. So I think they get the pick on
We
Braum
see
here.
two mid. Yeah, we see two mid.
Yeah.
I don't know if we saw Olaf yet though, which is weird. I don't know why though. Olaf on reset. We still see
Yeah.
two mid. They walk up. If they walk up, then I should probably assume that they're playing up top side or they have bodies going there. So I should realistically be able to hit this tower.
Yeah. Okay, there's no pick. There's no pick. You know that they're walked up topside, they reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no reason to be able to hit this.
I have no reason.
You have no reason not to be able to walk up to hit it. At the very least, if you're worried as the wave's coming in, what you can do is you can just set up vision here and maybe here,
Yeah.
right? As the wave's coming in. But yeah, you shouldn't just be giving up potential plate gold because the plates are just coming down, right?
Yeah.
Just walk up, grab a plate, walk off. Like your Jayce, you can take the plate in like two auto attacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So off this, going up, giving yourself some vision. So this should be out of your inventory for a pink ward right now.
Yeah. I see.
All right, just a heads up
Yeah,
because like having pink here actually really matters. You actually, so if you're gonna be doing this, you don't want to place vision here, right? You know that Olaf's are on topside, where you're better off placing vision anyway, is literally just walking up and placing it on ground, but continuing to walk up top, because it's infernal. Normally that route would suck because you'd have to walk all the way around. Because it's infernal, you can literally just path straight here and just go up that way, right?
Yep.
So yeah, you're better off just getting good vision over the wall in this spot than just placing it like at bush, because bush gives you literally nothing at this stage.
Yeah.
Like it's way too late in the game to have that kind of a word.
Yeah, probably a better alternative, I'm gonna be honest, is just taking his camps and boost side. I already know that there's 4 top sides and throw on Rift Herald, right?
Yeah, if you guys are also audibly making a decision to not contest Rift Herald, yeah, it's garbage. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you.
No,
But if you are, if you're after making a decision to not contest Rift Herald, yeah, just shove in the wave and take his camps. Yeah, shove and take his camps, because it's a situation where you cannot possibly defend this anyway. You guys are what? 2000. If you're there, maybe it's possible forcing them into a quarter with Cassiopeia, but it's not something you're looking to do, right? You're not in position to do it. Just let it happen.
Yeah, if you look at the gold values, I have like the bulk of like the lead.
Yeah.
That's like keeping it
Yeah.
in. So
and you're on bot side with Herald spawning. There's no reason for you to ever like actually come up. Just continue to funnel gold into yourself.
Yeah.
This is another reason why having you topside makes more sense.
Yeah,
because it gives you a chance to contest. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, once you're not there, literally just funnel resources as fast as possible into yourself. Like you have to be aware when you can carry.
Yeah, this entire sequence, from me at least, is just kind of me doing nothing because there's nothing realistically that can be done.
Because your team is still looking to funnel resources into Tristana that's way too far behind. That's literally all it is. From what I can see. Would you disagree with that?
Yeah, I think we were still trying to give gold to Tristana. I forget exactly, but I think the idea was that we need Tristana to get back into game as fast as possible.
Okay.
Because it's kind of unfortunate, I'm gonna be honest. Because like I wanted to make a lot more plays around me, like during this entire like
Yeah,
10
because
minute to 15
you
minute
can
sequence.
you can absolutely fist Ornn if you're being played around.
But it's like we're playing on other side of the map, and it's like really unfortunate because I can't snowball it myself
Yeah,
realistically.
yeah. I
There's
mean,
little things I can do 100%, but like if there's a big push, I can't do it by myself.
yeah. The problem is if you try to make plays in Ornn alone, they'll eventually just start to overload your side of the map.
Yeah,
But because you're not, and you feel like you can't, they never actually have to put any resources to keeping Ornn safe. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. This play never works.
Oh, this bot side, they fucking inted
Oh,
so
sorry,
hard.
sorry. I was looking at the top side. Let me see actually what happened here. Okay,
I got their
so
reset
you
up.
get your
Olaf has
reset.
Rift Herald in this. Yeah,
Mhm.
they just looked to spawn the Rift Herald top side and full push it. It was
Mhm.
like really like high variance play because they did this play without knowing where I was exactly. Yeah, I
No,
think they
no,
were
yeah. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the fact that your mid lane is overcommitting. You're not mid lane. Your three man is overcommitting to top side and also showing that they're walking bot after the wave died. Because the wave has lingering
yeah,
vision. You know what I mean? So after
yeah,
the
I
wave
guess so.
dies, they
Yeah,
see them literally just walking on the bot side and just trying to walk them hit tower. They know that at the very least, the most they can be there right now is Cassiopeia, maybe you, right?
yeah, same.
So yeah, that play on their end is actually fine. I feel like you guys are just over pushed. Cassiopeia uses W a little bit early.
This is where they run it though.
Yeah. Oh,
Like it's
absolutely,
so
yeah.
much.
Yeah, that's good.
I completely forgot I have to fucking kill the Rift Herald, by the way. Oh my
It's
god.
it's fine.
It
It
was like
happens.
I was like I was running away. I'm like, fuck. There's a whole wave there.
Hmm. Yeah, you just have to be there to eat the wave. That's it. You can
Yeah.
eat the wave, push out the next one, trust them because like, this wave you're never gonna catch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm never
There's no
gonna
reason
catch
to
it.
actually
Yeah.
walk up to it. You're better off literally just walking. You're doing it anyway.
Yeah, I'm still doing it for some reason. I just ran through the entire thing.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, you understand that. You understand the retrospect. You should be there to literally just
Yeah,
continue
yeah.
pushing out this wave,
Continue push the
push it
wave.
past the river and reset, right? Because you push it back over and
Yeah.
reset, you'll have enough gold from Muramana, maybe and a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, you actually getting to Muramana is what you need to do as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Did you try to get full combo off before you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I think the thing was is that I think, or what I was afraid of was Ornn just insta doubling right out of his TP.
Hmm.
So I didn't want to like
Yeah.
E him.
As soon as you recognize W, you have to E as soon as W ends,
Yeah.
right? Because you're stacked against the wall, you just have to deny that as fast as possible. Because you can assume that he's going to get W into E right away.
He's gonna. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's just something you have to recognize. That's a micro thing. That's not that big of a deal. We already discussed the fact that you literally shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Works out though in the end. Lee Sin kick save
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it
Not the
works.
best though.
But yeah, right now you just rushing your Muramana as fast as possible because two items is when Jayce really hard spikes, and you only get
Yeah.
stronger throughout the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is actually something that I feel like I should know. Does Muramana stack faster once you have it this season?
Yeah.
Okay, it
In
does.
this season, yeah,
I'm pretty
because
sure.
the
I
reason
thought
why,
it did. I thought it did. I just wanted to make sure.
because with tier, you can only get it with like abilities. Miramana, you get stacks with auto
Okay.
attacks. So
Okay.
basically, once you get Miramana, you should 100% get the full thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just making sure because I was just like, I know the items change a little bit and like how
Yeah.
quickly they stack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Excellent.
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds really quick.
Yeah. Sure.
If I... Okay, I'm back.
No, you're good. You're good. Um. So here's one thing, right? One thing you have to be discussing
Yeah.
if you're going to be playing sideline, especially if you're playing sideline at this point, just say that you're strong side because you are strong side at this stage in the game, right? Or they're going to
Yeah.
want to put resources into keeping you safe. Is more what I mean. Because strong side, it's not like a real concept, I guess, or it like changes too much throughout the game. It's just kind of the way that I recognize people understand it, right? They're going to be wanting to put resources into keeping you safe. You have to understand that you need to be calling your support and your jungler to set up vision for you to actually be safe in the situation. I know that like
Yeah.
you don't necessarily know this is what the vision situation is like. You can infer, however, that they've probably loaded vision onto your side just due to the fact that how dark topside is, right?
Yeah.
Because like what you can see is
But
if this isn't catching anything, and like this is what this is the only thing you're catching here, you can probably understand that they're probably overloaded vision on top side, on bot side, right?
yeah, I think problem here for me at least was that I think mentality wise is where things going downhill because I felt extremely desperate
Yeah,
in the situation.
yeah.
So what ended up happening here was that I do eventually I say like we could look for a play bot side or like we should clear this vision bot side because we have to recontrol it.
Hmm.
And in a sense, I expected them like expect someone to be here. I just needed someone else, but
Yeah.
I set the call and like it wasn't reciprocated, but I went with it anyways because like I was just like autopilot.
You went to clear
Yeah.
vision on your own here?
What I did was yeah, basically that yeah, because I was like I was getting really impatient with like how things
Okay,
were going.
because
So I'm like
one thing you have to recognize is how the enemy team wants to play their composition, right? What would you
yeah,
identify their comp as?
their comp with LeBlanc. Brum, Ash. I mean, Ash can basically stay pretty stable mid lane by himself. It's just Ornn, I'm not Ornn, Olaf and LeBlanc running around getting picks around the map, looking into the jungle, dueling it
Yeah,
out.
exactly. It's a
Yeah.
pick comp, right? So
Yeah.
understanding you're playing it's a pick comp and understanding not only that, but you also outscale the pick comp, right? You have to know that you're better off just fully giving waves if you can't get vision control than walking in solo to fucking get to look to get vision, right? You're
Yeah.
literally playing against a pick comp. They're only like the game is closer than it looks right now, just based off kill score. Obviously, it feels a little bit doomed because your AD carry is so weak, but the game is not actually doomed at this state, right? If you stall out for maybe 2 more dragons, right, you probably win the dragon fight after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're playing pick comp. You can't walk in alone. You have to walk in with at least 2 other people at this stage in the game. Like if it
Yeah.
comes to that, if you're worried about them being there, what all you do is you literally just walk back to tier 2. Because this tier 1 at this stage in the game is not that big of a deal to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to understand that because like if you walk in and just do this shit for free, then you're just giving away gold, which is I'm
I'm just
assuming
giving
what
away
ends up happening right now.
just yeah, I
Yeah.
basically just give away like my entire shutdown.
Yeah.
Because I got fucking like
Yeah, exactly. And you even said like you felt like they were probably there or setting up a play there.
yeah.
So it's like you're smart enough to know what they should be doing. So you should also be smart enough to know like what to do about it, right?
Yeah.
He's just too weak for this to work right now, unfortunately.
I think he ends up dying off this actually, Asher. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's desperation. Okay. Okay. So like what should realistically be looking to happen for you right now is you to literally just honestly you should be looking to freeze a side lane here. Like your team shouldn't be looking for any activity. Your team should be looking to funnel gold into you and Cassiopeia and just have Tristana clear waves mid lane, right?
Yeah.
So ideally, what you can look for is you can look for either freeze top or just look to continue bounce waves till they eventually overload and play for this tower bot. And once outer tower goes down bot, you can set up freeze in top or bot lane, right?
Yeah.
As long as you have the vision, ideally, if you're setting it up bot lane where you want to have vision is here, here, and then just see if they're rotating on you, probably here, or maybe even here, right? Just keep a free safe there. Or if you're on top side, do you know where to put vision there? For top side freezes?
Topside freezes, I
Yeah.
put it in basically like the right side bush and then blue buff area.
Yeah, blue whip. So like around what? Around here, this one.
Like
actually
basically where the
falling
pink word is, yeah, and
here.
that those two
Yeah.
words, yeah.
And
And
then
that
the
basically
entrance.
keeps you safe from phrase, yeah.
Yeah. You just want to make sure that if they're coming to break, you'll actually see it, right?
Yeah, watch it, yeah.
But that's something you just kind of have to realize, like, on yourself, right?
Yeah.
What you need to do to get into late game here, because you guys do outscale here. Especially now the fact you're actually at Maramana. Okay. So you're
Yeah,
dead
and a
right
lot more
now.
research to play here, yeah.
Yeah. Just look to clear vision, look to keep your side lanes safe, and look to keep your side lanes like basically funneling gold into themselves. Like, you have to identify yourself at this stage in the game as a primary carry. Because you are.
Yeah, that's just how the game ended up going.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how Jayce is in general. Like, the myth, or not myth, I guess the reality in previous seasons of Jayce not scaling doesn't happen anymore. It's not real anymore.
Yeah, he scales pretty
He
well.
scales
like, the game,
insanely.
yeah.
Yeah, so you have to know, like, if you're at 2 items, especially if you're at Maramana, based off how everyone else is doing, you have to know that you're now the primary carry, right? Even just based off gold, you have to know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is good. You have. I don't think you need Hex Mist and Boon to do this. I think it's okay that you have them there, especially if you're going to overcommit to actually taking tower. Okay, if you're overcommitting to actually taking tower, it's actually good. You do actually need them there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is solid.
This works out really well.
Yeah. But if you're going to do it, you have to actually take the tower. Please, oh god.
Oh no, we just all reset.
You all reset, yeah.
I think, actually no, I stay, but I don't think I break tower because... Wait, do I break tower? I don't fucking know, actually.
If you don't break tower, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Okay, thank Christ. Because, like, I think the whole idea was that break was coming up 2 minutes, and...
Yeah, no, them resetting is the right move. You resetting is never the right move.
Me resetting is never
you even push one more wave. Yeah, you
I just get so much
you push one more wave, and then you grab Krugs, and then you reset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're giving away a wave though right now for literally no reason.
Yeah, for no reason, yeah. You just push the wave and get Krugs.
Yeah, because he's not going to walk up for Krugs anyway. He has to continue doing stuff on bot side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of that, the wave doesn't crash, and he gets this whole thing for free, right?
Yeah,
he can he freeze? I think he can actually freeze this if he wants
to.
He
can freeze.
Yeah,
I think
he can freeze that.
He has bombies though, which makes it kind of complicated, but he can definitely freeze it.
He can at least hold the wave for a while, longer than you would like him to. You have to get the wave under tower, man.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like, worry about jungle camps after you're sure you can get the wave under tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you're going back up. He ends up just breaking it himself. Good for him, but he could have done something way worse to you. Yeah, you have to play it based off what he could have done, rather than what he actually did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So here you need to fast push the waves out. You know that because Drake's coming up. You have your TP. You need to have your team setting up TP flanks or TP vision. You have nothing.
No.
So is the call that you're just not going to contest it?
I think here probably the call was not to contest, and then we just play topside, or that's what I wanted to do. Because looking at the situation, it's like actually doomed if we try ever walking into that.
Yeah, no, that's good then. That's good then. So what you can actually do then is you can have literally just look for Cassiopeia and Nautilus to hover.
Yeah.
Maybe have Lee Sin look for steal if you want to play it that way. I wouldn't do it. I think it's stupid because if Lee Sin dies, they can look for Baron at this stage, right?
Yeah.
But literally just either four-man hover topside and eat their camps topside, right? Or even three-man hover, and just play for 2/2 gold here. Because one thing that I'm sure you realize is the buff of 2/2 gold actually makes them very, very worth to get.
Yeah.
Just when it for economic reasons, right?
Yeah.
So if you're making the play to not do that, just look to get Baron vision, look to get their camps topside, look to get tier 2 tower top. You can trade for that. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh my, I just fucking watched what happens in the next 2 minutes. I have no idea what goes on.
Let's take a look. Because this is literally betraying everything we talked about.
Yeah, so for me, the idea was that you just play topside, still catch wave mid, and then do whatever, right?
Yeah.
What ends up, it devolves into this like thing where like we're trying to force Baron to get them off the Drake.
Okay.
And what happens is that it somewhat works only because red team is fucking trolling.
Yeah, because they're stupid. Yeah, so it's a situation where... Do you think, in your opinion, rushing Baron ever works here?
I think rushing Baron actually never fucking works here. If like enemy team has any semblance to ever walk in or use Ashe Arrow or like use Ashe W to clear bushes or like use anything.
Yeah, anything.
Because Ashe has a flash heal. She could clear the first 2 bushes. LeBlanc can go W in, check vision, and then she can W out.
Especially because of the fact that if you're not gonna contest this, right? Yeah. They don't have to send anyone more than Olaf, which is exactly what they end up doing.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, the Olaf soloing it is perfectly fine. It's that the 4-man here was super bad at trying to work this out. Cause
wait, do you guys get this Baron?
We do get the Baron, but the fight afterwards is an actual I don't know what happens fight. It was a mix of people's trying to self-check, fucking skill check each other constantly in this fight. So it was really weird. Because realistically, our team, if we just got out and had 4 people with Baron, it's perfectly fine. But all of us want to skill check something or figure something out or try getting more out of it, which ends up into our detriment.
Okay, so it looks like just based off what ended up happening here, right? You're looking to burn Baron here. You're not looking to actually play for the fight, right?
For now, yeah.
Okay,
It looks like we're just
here's the thing, right? If you're just looking to burn and run away, you have to actually commit to you have to actually commit to that, right? Because it
yeah.
looks like you're looking to burn. Because if you're not looking to burn, then I think you play the fight
I've
incorrectly.
yeah.
Yeah, because what you need to be doing is you need to be throwing skill shots when they commit to checking, right? But because
Yeah.
like you're not doing that, you're just looking to fucking burn Baron.
Yeah.
You burn that and walk away. If you don't have the proper poke ahead of when they actually get there, then why are you taking the fight after the fact,
Yeah.
right?
100% definitely the idea was just to burn it, and at the same time we saw Olaf like right here. I think Olaf slays dragon, and we know he's bot side.
Yeah.
They don't have smite.
Like leave him to die. Leave him to die if you have to.
And then we just
get out.
If
Just
we
please get
leave
out.
here, it's perfectly fine if we leave here. But
Yeah.
it evolved into this like really weird thing. LeBlanc trolls so. And then here it gets really weird. Like you could like literally like stop here and just say me and Lee Sin just leave.
Oh my
but we
God.
Go in, and the kick was really fucking bad. And I had to like overcommit, and we just all died. But I should have left. But it was like, fuck,
Yeah.
we used so much already.
Yeah.
It was a mix of we used so much already. It's like fuck, man. They just full commit into the fights. But
So there are multiple layers on this, right? Like
Yeah.
the first layer is you should have just been playing for vision, into taking camps, into taking topside tower, right? That's consistent
Yeah.
gold. It closes the gap.
It
They're
closes
only
the
getting
gap.
their second dragon. You guys outscale,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Those are the reasons you do all those things. You disagree with any of that?
That is how I would see it.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So that's how I would see that playing out. Once you make the decision to do Baron, before the Baron actually starts, you have to decide, am I going to finish this? Like, basically, around 4 to 5k, that's when you make the decision, are we burning or are we finishing? Or, sorry, are we burning or are we turning, right?
Yeah.
Like, once the decision is made to burn, you literally just leave Nautilus to die.
Yeah.
Leave Nautilus to die. Exit however way you can, whether it's you're kind of in a spot where you realistically couldn't have exited down this way because of where they were standing, right? LeBlanc was in this area, you had
LeBlanc
them
was in
here,
that area,
right? Probably gonna look to exit topside, right? If they chase you at that stage, then Jayce poke and like Cassiopeia just doing what she does will naturally kill them, right?
Yeah.
Just exit top, reset, play for breaking towers, play to even the gold lead that way, right? There's
Yeah.
never a situation where you take a full fight on a team because right now, if you're deciding to fight them after this Baron, you are playing into everything that they need you to do. You understand that, right? Do you
Yeah.
understand why that is?
Well, I mean, it's just like kind of perfect for what they want to do. I'm gonna be honest.
No, why?
Wait, I completely missed the point. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry, because like I asked you, do you understand why it's perfect for what they want to do? Because like obviously
why
like
it's
I because like you can't disagree with me. I need to make sure you understand why. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
So
if you
why?
look at their champions, like,
Yeah.
their whole comp idea with LeBlanc, with Olaf, Ashe, Braum, they all really work well with chaos.
Yeah.
Especially if things end up being chaotic.
Mhm.
Where our team is the opposite, where we have to kind of be stationary, we have to know positioning really well. So if things do get chaotic, it ends up being into their favor because LeBlanc can work really well off that, off her W's, off her cooldowns and everything, and hopping in and out. Ashe, realistically, if it is chaotic, then realistically we can never touch her, we can never reach her, and she also has, double sums and then she could hit back. Braum is very flexible in what he does. He can go in, go out, peel, go for it. His passive is very applicable to basically the bulk of our team. I'm going to be honest, especially with how Tristan is behind. And Olaf is a champion where if he's like what's it called? If he's like least of your prio, or like you're prioing him the least, then he shines the most, and where he'll run down your entire team if it's not organized. Because Olaf will duel like any fucking melee. If he gets on a range, it's terrible.
Yeah. So
And he ends up being really tanky. Yeah.
So that's a good breakdown of why they like why they like those kinds of fights, right? But another thing that I feel like is being overlooked, something we talked about a little bit earlier, they have to win the game or get soul in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And knowing that they have to do those things, why are we giving them fights like this where they're still stronger than you guys at 22 minutes?
Yeah.
Just give them the pick and walk away. Because like I said, if you guys stall it out to around the 30-minute mark, they lose. They no longer win 5v5s, right? Olaf gets shredded by you and Cassiopeia. Tristan is eventually a champion again, and you guys have enough built up to not just die one shot to LeBlanc burst, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a situation you have to understand what their win cons and what the enemy team actually wants to have happen. Because a fight breaking out right here that doesn't have to happen only benefits them. It never benefits you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys are fine just literally chilling. Teams don't know how to fucking chill, I swear to God. Like,
It's a very hard thing. I'm gonna be honest. It's like mental. It's always with mentality of like playing really slow because like in hindsight, most people will say that it's fine.
what do you mean? Sorry, I gotta check by something. What is fine exactly?
Okay, so what I meant is like in hindsight, everyone will say that like,
The
well,
Baron
it's
trade?
up. Well, no, that in hindsight, everyone will say that playing slow is 100% fine if you look at the comms, but in the game, it's never reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
it's
that
it's
just ends up
something you
always
say
happening.
outside of it, but you don't play into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the mistake.
Also, really quick, I'm sorry, but like something came up all of a sudden, and my dad just came in and told me, but I actually have to do something like 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. This game's almost over, so let's just like speed through the rest of it. You
Yeah,
cool with that?
yeah, that's
All right.
cool. You can run through it.
Okay, so you're just basically catching your wave. Just QE this. Yeah.
Quick context here, I wanted my team to be bot side by now. I
Yeah, they should
honestly
be
want,
bot
because
side by
I
now.
knew they were gonna make a play on me, because I
Mhm.
knew like I'm alone and 100% if we just play around here, because if they don't have numbers advantage and I'm there, I know we win the fight, and I know we could get this
Mhm.
mini win, and it'll help us like play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
But I call Nautilus down and I call someone else. I call jungler and Nautilus down, but they're still mid lane, and
Yeah.
if they just path straight down. Realistically, this should have been an int by them because they wasted TP and LeBlanc should be dying if they go for
Mhm.
this play.
So
But they're
here's
mid
here,
lane
here's
fighting for
here's what I'll
fire.
say. Is it the correct move to call them down? Yeah, definitely, right? Because they're not going to be around top side. There's nothing on top side to actually get. They're going to be overloading bot side right now, and you're looking for a nice 5v5, right? However,
Yeah,
when you realize they're
is it?
not there, don't step up to the wave.
I can't walk up. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just can't walk up.
like you have to know that
That's
they're
my
not
bad.
there. Yeah. So
Yeah,
is it their fault for not coming? Yeah, but it's also your fault for not having eyes. You
it's
know
not
what I
my fault
mean?
for not reciprocating with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes both ways, 100%. It's just something that I wanted to mention because like
No, no, it's the correct move. I think it's the right call. I think it's the right call to make. Because if they try to make an extended play on you here and you get poked down or just dump your damage, even if you die, your team does win the fight. That is true,
yeah, yeah.
right? But because they're late, this ends up happening instead, right? I'm assuming
This
you
ends
guys
up
just get
happening, and
burned.
yeah,
Yeah, because
from
look at
here
this.
we lose a lot. There's nothing that happens.
Yeah,
When no one does damage.
you guys just out-release 5v5 because you guys are so split. Cassiopeia has to TP down to get to a fight that's already over, and then these two guys don't have that, so you guys coming from two different angles, and you guys are playing a ball comp, right?
Yeah,
You're
from
playing a comp that
I
has
think
to be staying on top of each other.
game is basically over from here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be honest.
yeah, game's
Like
over.
the next fights honestly
Hmm.
don't matter in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
sense,
we
'cause,
can
like
we can just we can just call it at that then. Is there anything else you want to go over before you get off with
no,
regarding
I
this
actually
game?
have nothing. I think everything was pretty good. I have to definitely work on like being the lead and at the same time
Hmm.
be a little bit more assertive
Yeah, it's
with
it's
my
more it's more
gameplay.
recognizing what's going on
Yeah,
and what you have to do. You know.
because I'll see it coming, but I don't recognize what I should do, even though I
Hmm.
see it coming. It's a lot of that I see.
Yeah, it's more what tends to happen with teams like this sometimes is that you'll go into the game with a game plan, and if that game plan doesn't go off the exact way you wanted, you'll just try to keep forcing the same plan over and over again,
Yeah,
right? You have to
yeah, and
understand,
everything gets
yeah,
lost.
yeah. You just have to know when things have changed and how you have to adjust to that, right? Because you recognize it
Yeah,
after the game ends what needed to happen, right? But you have to know before it gets to that point, because obviously, like you need to know in game what's going on. That's the main thing.
yeah,
All right. So yeah, and again, just remember how you want to play your waves. Going into the game. Be more sort of level one. Longsword starts are very very nice if you can get away with them in any situation. Because like, think about it like this, right? Why would you ever
yeah.
start D-Blade on the champion where you're literally just stacking longswords
Stacking
when longsword
lenses, yeah.
exists? Like, is
Yeah.
there if there's ever a lane where you need the extra HP or even or from D-Blade or God forbid D shield, right? Why are you picking Jayce in
Yeah.
that lane anyway?
True.
You know? Yeah, look
Yeah.
into longsword start, look into fucking getting shit done like that. And yeah, if there's nothing else, then yeah, let me know if you want to do it again, and we'll talk later
Yep.
then.
Yep. See you
All
next.
right. Yep.